Hi guys, welcome back to another episode, and I'm so excited. In fact, I don't know whether I should be standing right now because I'm standing right next to greatness. Seeing Mr. Deyemi today makes me so happy. I was there, saw you rehearse your lines, and I'm actually doing all of this to give myself a name because I actually want to be an actor. And seeing you do what you did downstairs just made me want to be in it. So, how has that been for you? How has it been being an actor?
Look, I've been doing this since I was 5 years old.
Wow.
So all those primary school training,
Yeah.
the end of the year and stuff. But at the same time, I always, from that age, I started reading stories and lightings, likes, and every time I would read a book, I would imagine myself inside the book. So I wasn't reading as an outsider. I would always envision myself being in the book. So when I grew to a point where I started to enjoy films, I started to imagine myself in those films. The same way you were at the rehearsals just now. I would watch movies and imagine, working with people like Denzel and Will Smith, and just wanting to be part of that energy and that creativity. Yeah, that's how it's been for me all my life.
Wow, that's very, very inspiring, So if there's one thing I can take from what you're saying is that as an actor, your imagination is very, very important.
Very
important. So you need to be able to see yourself as the character that you're taking. So you're leaving Deyemi and you're taking on that character that you're portraying.
Precisely.
Wonderful. I shared with you downstairs about I watched an Instagram live, and on this live video, I wouldn't say she's upcoming. She's an actor. I know I've seen her in some TV series and all that. And she was still lamenting on the fact that she went for an audition. And then the only question the director asked her was, how many followers do you have? And that was an eliminating factor. Because of the amount of followers she had, she was removed. So if that could happen to someone that is already in it, what would happen to those of us that are still trying to get ourselves into the entertainment industry?
So just a few years ago that happened.
Oh.
Yeah, the exact same thing. Mine wasn't. I wasn't. Taken out of the equation, I would say. But during negotiations, what I was asked was, how many followers do you have that we should be
Wow.
And it was at that point I realized that no matter how serious you are as a creative, you need to understand the business side of the work that you're doing. I chose another one. I chose to retain my creativity whilst building on my brand. So I started to make the moves, I started to strategize. I started to grow to the point where I can now comfortably say that would not be a reason to not want me to be part of the project.
These are wise words. I told you he's full of wisdom. I'm the one on the hot seat, just being beside you. I watched one of your interviews. I heard you talk about your lowest point where you were, permit me to say, poor and had no money, and you kept going. You said something about living on 100 naira, that there was a point to where you would be walking to a point so that you could have dinner to eat. How didn't you give up?
So, I think I've always been somewhat competitive and driven. And I grew up in a chicken restaurant. I wanted to improve upon to work. It's a bit of a backstory that I'm not sure. I studied chemical engineering at the University of Business, and I started a business there. Also, right on campus. And that's the same time I joined as an adult. I joined a drama group on campus. So I was doing these three different things, and I was determined to succeed everywhere. I struggled in my first few years of engineering because I wasn't serious. When I took it really serious, I started doing creativity, astronomy. I became the person at the lecturer to say, look at that guy, seriously around. And then the same thing in my business. I was determined to succeed. I didn't want to have to do that. graduating from school, things were pretty rough. I joined the family business until one day I realized, you know what, this is not the future for me. Like I have a bigger vision for my life, and this vehicle was not going to take it there or take me there. So I quit the family business and moved out of the house at the same time. I had absolutely nothing.
That was brave.
I had nothing except the unshakable belief that one, I will not die, and two, I will not die. That's the only thing I knew, that I will not die, you know. But I came close, you know. Hunger can kill.
Yeah.
And I was literally living on 100 naira a day. It was a tough neighborhood, but I would walk from Shomolu to Surulere every single day for nearly 2 years.
What were you doing in Surulere there?
So I had an office with my friends. I remember I'd gone from engineering to sales and marketing.
Oh,
business.
wow.
So I started a business and I left. I started a business with my friends.
But you had no educational background
For sales and marketing. No, self-taught. So my friend had internet in their office. So it was someone's dad's house, BQ. So we were sharing the office. There was internet. You know, I was learning how to be any good. I just go there, sit down on the computer whenever they're not using it, and just study. And that's how my career in sales and marketing started. You know, after a while, I went from company to company. You know, up until I was the head of marketing for a company called OLX.
Wow.
If you remember OLX. I started in 2010. I went to one audition. Like, I've probably gone to like 5 auditions my entire life.
Wow.
Yeah, so I went to this one audition and I got like 2 film roles.
I remember you talking about that. Yeah. You said some people, you went for a film, and then some people in the audience told you that they had a short play that they wanted you to be.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're one of the people that would I say hit jackpot in the industry almost immediately.
No.
So you didn't really, no, you've been to only 5 auditions. I know people who have been to a million auditions and still haven't. So would I be right to say that you're one of the lucky ones?
No.
Why?
I don't believe in luck.
Oh, wow.
First of all, you need to understand who went for that audition. And here's the thing, without trying to, this is not that deep.
No, it is for me.
But I'm the guy
who you are.
But I'm the guy who struggled with engineering and decided I would stay here, I would finish it, even though I knew from the get-go, because of the mess-ups of the first few years, that I was going to graduate with that class degree. But I stayed there, I didn't leave, and I finished with a third class, a very strong third class. This is somebody whose last semester was 4.0. By the way.
Did your parents take this whole third class thing?
See, now you need to understand how to position your parents. You need to guide them into knowing that it's your life. And I found another way. You see, no matter your qualifications, results matter more. And I show the world that I know what I'm doing, you know, in sales and marketing. And that's going to get me a job based off of the fact that I would say, I'm the guy who did this, this, and this, and generated this amount of revenue for these companies. And everybody really, and there was proof. And so I would skip over thousands of people who go for interviews and job applications, wherever they go these days, and I'll get a job. If you shine extraordinarily above everybody else, you're gonna get something. The problem is most people just want to get something. They just want to do enough. I've graduated. So what's the extra? Is it extraordinary, non-ordinary, extraordinary? How are you going to be extraordinary? And so that's the guy who went into Nollywood. That's the guy who realized, wait a minute, I don't have to do what everybody else is doing. I don't have to go for auditions. No, I need to prove myself. I need to show results. Because the people who hire you are producers, right? They need to see something. Whatever it is that you're looking for auditions, you can find it somewhere else. You must have heard several times people say, I go for this audition, I don't know that they've not already found who that they are going to.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to be the person that they've already cast.
Like, share it.
Yeah, like I want to stand on the line. Let me go figure out who are the producers I want to go with.
Man, I'm sure you're good. And if there's one thing I've noticed from you, from this conversation and being with you downstairs, is how you carry yourself. You know, how you see yourself. You believe a lot in yourself.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm going to take away from this.
Yeah, you should. You should. You have every reason, by the way.
Adding value, building relationship, like I've just built one now, hopefully. So thank you so much, Mr. Deyemi, for being on my show today. It really means a lot. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share with your friends when the video comes out. I'll send to him, he'll put it on his Instagram page. Don't forget to follow me at _Laffy_.